Why Americans love cheese and Chinese think it's weird. He put what on his rice? That was my Chinese grandma's reaction when she saw my American friend sprinkle shredded cheddar cheese on a perfectly good bowl of steamed white rice. Her face went through the 5 stages of confusion in 3 seconds, ending with a horrified whisper, "Foreigners really will eat anything." And just like that, I realized something. Cheese is not just food, it's a culture shock in edible form. So why do Americans worship cheese like it's a religion while many Chinese people treat it like fermented milk gone wrong? Let's dive into this curdled cultural clash. Imagine this. An average American opens their fridge. What's inside? Milk, eggs, and at least 5 types of cheese. There's shredded cheese sticks, cheese slices, cheese in spray cans, yes, spray cans, and a mysterious block of something moldy called blue cheese that smells like a foot but costs more than dinner. In America, cheese goes on everything. Pizza, cheese, nachos, cheese, burgers, more cheese, broccoli. Drown it in cheese until kids stop crying. They even have cheese festivals, cheese lovers dating apps, and something called cheese board aesthetics on Instagram. Cheese is not just food, it's a lifestyle. But walk into a traditional Chinese household and open the fridge, you'll find tofu, soy milk, a suspicious plastic bag of bok choy, and absolutely no cheese, unless someone accidentally bought it thinking it was butter. Now let's rewind 2,000 years. Ancient Greeks were out here writing poems about cheese. Romans were fermenting it in caves. Europeans were basically saying, bacteria, but make it gourmet. Meanwhile, in ancient China, they were inventing tofu, soy milk, pickled everything but cheese. Nope. Why? It comes down to geography, culture, and stomachs. China's early agricultural roots focused on grains and vegetables, not dairy. Cows weren't raised for milk, they were for plowing fields. Goat cheese? Not on the Confucian menu. And don't forget, 70 to 90% of East Asians are lactose intolerant. So if your ancestors tried cheese, their digestive system probably screamed, "Abort mission," and the trauma was passed down like a warning from grandma. In short, cheese didn't have a fighting chance in ancient China. Let's talk about how cheese is made, because if you describe it out loud to a cheese-skeptical Chinese audience, it sounds like a science experiment gone wrong. So, you take milk, add bacteria, let it curdle, press it into shapes, and let it sit in a cave until it smells like someone's gym socks. Then you eat it with crackers. To which a typical Chinese person might respond,
"Isn't that expired food?"
Exactly. In the Western world, moldy cheese is called aged. In China, it's called bad luck. We have fermented foods too, fermented bean curd, stinky tofu, and pickled mustard greens. But cheese feels alien because it's made from milk, which many Chinese stomachs are not prepared to digest. To Americans, cheese is classy. To many Chinese, cheese is sketchy dairy doing suspicious things. But wait, you say, Chinese people love pizza. You're right, sort of. Pizza Hut is a hit in China, but with a twist. Here's a snapshot of what pizza toppings look like in China. Durian and cheese sweet corn and mayo seafood medley with Thousand Island dressing BBQ eel.
Westerners, that's not pizza.
Chinese diners, this is fusion innovation.
Cheese in China often appears in controlled doses, usually on westernized fast food. It's tolerated, even enjoyed, when it plays a supporting role. But just hand someone a raw block of Swiss cheese and say bon appetit, and you might be met with panic. Let's talk about how we grow up with food. In America, kids are practically bottle-fed string cheese. School lunches have grilled cheese sandwiches and mac and cheese. Cheddar goldfish crackers are a food group. In China, kids grow up with warm soy milk, steamed buns, rice porridge, cheese, maybe in a cartoon but not on the plate. So of course Americans are nostalgic about cheese. It tastes like childhood, comfort, and cartoons. Meanwhile, Chinese people grow up without cheese. And suddenly being asked to love a smelly dairy brick in adulthood, that's asking a lot. Now it's not like all Chinese people hate cheese. The tide is changing, slowly, cautiously. There's been a cheese renaissance in China lately. Trendy cafes serve cheese foam tea. Yes, whipped cheese on tea, it's a thing. Supermarkets now stock mozzarella and cream cheese. And some brave souls are even trying blue cheese once. But even then the attitude is still,
Cheese is okay if it doesn't smell too strong, isn't too salty, and comes with bubble tea.
small steps. Here's the real story behind this dairy drama. Cheese is just a metaphor for how we're conditioned to love or fear certain things, how food is shaped by history, geography, and biology, and how something totally normal in one place can feel totally bizarre in another. It's not that Chinese people hate cheese, it's just that cheese never showed up to the party until recently, and it brought some weird smells and melted faces with it. So the next time you offer a Chinese friend some cheese and they hesitate, Don't take it personally. Just remember, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting a centuries-old cultural blind spot shaped by biology and history, and a traumatic pizza pocket experience. And for all the Americans out there, next time you try stinky tofu, and your nostrils cry for mercy, yeah, now you understand how we feel about blue cheese. Food is weird, people are weirder, but that's what makes culture so deliciously interesting. So whether you're a cheddar chaser or a cheese rookie, let's all raise a slice of pizza, or a steamed bun, to embracing the funky, fermented, flavorful mess that is cross-cultural eating. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe to our channel, The Culture Clash Cafe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new content.